Okay, not a radio you see very often. This is the TenTec Orion II, and I must admit at the moment they've got it set up in monochrome, but of course you can set these up in colour, etc, etc. It sort of surprised me then when I saw it in monochrome. I thought, oh, but that's okay. Everybody likes, different choices. I'm just listening to the AHR net at the moment. Ron's net on... Oh, it was. Sorry, I must have knocked that. What did I do then? That's better. Thought it went quiet. I must have, when I got up, knocked it. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful radio. Very underrated, these things. I've had a couple over the years, and they have a superb receiver, superb noise reduction. I could go on about just why TenTec have always been a very interesting brand. Let's have a listen. Nice Claudie's booming in. I'm trying to remember on the menus to set up the display. It's been a while for me. Don't laugh if I make mistakes while we're live here. I probably will. Other? I don't know. I can't remember now. They weren't touchscreens on these. No, they definitely weren't. Xbox. Okay, so we're... Well, actually, it's been a while since I've touched one of these. Where was the setup for the... All good, all good, all good, all good. What am I missing? LCD display. There we go. So, LCD display. Okay, so how does it move? Does it use the VFO? Yes, it uses the VFO. LCD display. Yeah, they've got that set to black and white. Now, how do you go and change it? Is it enter over here? No, it's not. That was clever. Trying to remember on these things. There's probably some of you at the moment watching this video shouting out at me, do this. Hang on a second before I waste too much video time here. You know what? When something says multi on it, there's probably a very good chance the multi is how you change your colours and do everything. So yeah, you can change various colours on these things. So I remember how I had it set up last time. I think we used a green actually, like the sort of, yeah. Let's have a look. Let's try the green. Why not? Oh yeah, I did use the green last time. You know what? Everybody has their own preferences on colour, etc, etc, and whether to use the monochrome. I love the colour. I just think it just when you're looking at the radio from a distance, it just gives it something, doesn't it? These really were great powerhouse radios. Mainly people used to rave about the receivers on these. I had one back probably when they first came out, and they were a pretty penny by the time you got them over from the US. It really was. It's all right, a little bit of rubbish there. That's just not. It's all right. I was looking, thinking, have I got a scratch in there? But no, there's not a scratch there. Yeah, I'm not going to do any transmitting on this. I actually don't have a mic for it yet, and I'm trying to remember. Actually, I think TenTec used Kenwood wiring, didn't they? Gee, you know what? Over here in my mess, there's a 440 sitting here. We can blow up a radio very quickly. I reckon they were Kenwood. Oh boy, let's have a look. By the way, this is not to be done by just. Sometimes this can be really bad, but I think they are Kenwood from memory. But they're not, unless I've got that plug. Hang on. Oh, jeez. No, they're not Kenwood wiring. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I can't remember now what TenTec. I suppose that's why they have manuals and things. Yeah, all right. Well, I'll have a look. It didn't come with the mic, this one, so and they didn't come with the mic standard. Just so to be very fair. There's me brother Marcus, VK2SK. He's actually in a bit of a lull there. He was about 20, 25 over just earlier. Shows how conditions on 40 metres can really play with your head. Some of the things I used to like about these things, you can see your filter cut See how the inner and outer of the PBT. And then what you can do, and when you set up to where you're happy, you can then flick this little button over here, and you're actually playing with the 2430 bandwidth then. Just take it up to 3K if you want. Hear the difference in 3K? Here's my old mate Steve. Now let's just sharpen, do the opposite. Tighten Steve up. Quite a different signal, isn't it? Steve's reasonably strong here, so we can sort of play with him quite a bit. And if he was running 4K, have a look at this. Normally around 2400, you know, so it's fine, just for this sort of usage. They are a dual receiver, so you do have main and sub, and a lot of people were confused for some reason. That people misread this. There was a few people on discussion forums. They took this to mean 6 meters, but it wasn't. It was the new 5 meg band in the US. But so no 6 meters, just HF through to 30 megs. Look at the signal. Beautiful signal. Now let's just change that AGC a bit. We're going to fast. Nice slow AGC for what we're doing. You can set your power here. Your multi-control obviously becomes your key control to do everything. It's actually pretty smart in the fact that there's nothing really difficult once you remember the multi-control actually exists. You can set up different send transmits, so CQ40, blah, blah, blah. Record all those up. And look, the rest of it. Now, let's have a look. That's preamp. Off. What's the preamp difference? Let's have a look. On. These signals are so up and down. A little bit in it. Ah, yes, adjustable noise blanket too. So you can actually adjust that quite a bit. And noise reduction again. How do I turn that on? There we go. Sorry. Let's have a look. Need a bit of a better signal to, although it's in some respects. A little bit of chopping there in the noise reduction. Probably the noise blanket set up a little too high there. Let's take that back. Yeah, it's just starting to get a little chop into it. But these things are renowned for being off and off, that's it. For being incredible noise blanking systems on these radios. I think it was one of the things people loved. You've also got a cut, high and low cut here for, and yeah, reverses. What else did they have on these things? It's quite a bit more than what I'm explaining to you, to be honest. And I think we probably need to run this thing up as a bit of a show, doing a little bit of DXing with it, because that's where they, in the noise, they perform so beautifully. And we'll just come off here for a second and just go. And sure enough, there's our tuner, tuned straight away. And this antenna's not great that I'm on, so that's actually really, really positive. But yeah, no, look, great radio. Just definitely like the colour display, you know, better than the monochrome personally. Some people find, though, the colour, if you've got eyesight issues, can be a problem, and almost like a glare issue. I've got a customer that has massive problems with anything with a screen on it, actually, and to be honest, so we've sort of taken him back to using an old FT101B, but and actually that will be perfect for what he does. But some people, this does blur, so the monochrome sometimes is why people go back to the monochrome just for resolution. Mr. Wet Socks. He's a good mate of mine. He's just got a great sense of humour. Oh, they're talking about my new blue Mustang. Bob... Oops. Hit the mute then. No, I won't mind. We don't... I can't transmit. I'd normally have something to say about that. It's a bit of fun. Okay. Alright, well, this is the Orion II. I won't rave on too much more. Not much else on the band there. This antenna probably won't do much on... oh no, actually, no, this, even though it's tuned, I'll probably have to retune it for here, but just seeing if there's any signals on 10 for a bit of fun. 10's been funny lately. I mean, it's either been brilliant or it's been, just, you talk to someone and bang, it just goes missing. And, but that's, that's 10. Now, what was I looking for on this? Sorry. It's all right. Don't worry. I'm doing something silly here, and I'm just. Where is it? There it is. You guessed it. I wanted to put it into upper sideband, of course, on 490. I was sitting there thinking that doesn't sound like, that sounds like lower. But I'll just move it over. But no, 10's a bit not good. Even though the antenna, I've got much better antennas for 10, but generally we'd hear something. But yeah, look, lovely radio. I don't know how long this one will stick around here, to be honest. Oh, there's Dennis. 2HHA. Dennis does that off a vertical off the side of his unit in Albury. Really works well. Alright, well, enough raving on. It's a little bit of a look at Ron's net while we're having a play with the TenTec Orion II. Yell out if you're interested. It's one of those ones where, hey, we're happy to play with it for a while. We will get a mic sorted out for it today, actually. And I'll just I'll go through my book here and just look at the wiring. And actually, I thought they were using Kenwood wiring, but no, I was completely wrong. Don't do what I did, by the way. I actually was so sure that it uses Kenwood wiring that I plugged it in. Now, with the 8-volt line that some of these run here, if it was to be something a bit different, that can be a problem. So, yeah, don't do as I do on that one. That was a little silly. Normally, I'd have a look at the diagram first. But, yeah, I seriously thought they were... let's just stick up the mic wiring and have a look. Yeah, and just to show you how fatal these can be sometimes... and we're a bit lucky because I know the Kenwood wiring, and we got lucky there. They actually run 10 volts on pin 2. Let me just turn this down a bit, sorry. They actually run 10 volts on pin 2. Most systems run voltage on pin 8. Pin 2, luckily, and they've chosen that for a reason, pin 2 on all the other major transceivers is generally not a problem. It's a pin that's spare. Sometimes it'd be an up-down, I think, from memory, but... I'm trying to think if they were 7 and 6 or 1 and 2. I think 1 and 2 sometimes. But 2 generally, yeah, you'll be safe with the voltage. But yeah, very easy to wire a mic for this thing. Just basically follow there. Pin 7, 6, 5 and 8. And you've got a mic switching and working there perfectly. So not difficult to wire something up. I just need to look up. Oh, and of course, the 10 volts is if you're running an electric. Yep. Gotcha. Yeah, but I just need to look up that wiring because I don't think it's Yaesu, I don't think it's Icom, and I don't think it's Ken. I think they actually do their own, but I could be very wrong there. I thought one of the major brands plugged in, but maybe not. Anyway, we'll have a look at that and put a mic on it. All right, well, that is the Orion II, commonly known as, what's it, 566, isn't it? Yeah, 566 Orion II, and yeah, bloody beautiful radio. And look, it's not going to be a lot of money. That's the thing. People think, by the time you bring them over from America, I mean, we were paying about $4,500 by the time we landed one of these. Now, they're not new anymore, so they don't cost that much. So, yeah, sing out if there's any interest in it, because I just put in for a bit of a play and have a bit of a look and revisit my old love of old things. But yeah, we better continue on making a bit of space. Anyway, you know how to PM me, email me, brenton@posnav.com.au, etc. And to Mr. Ron, keep doing a great job, mate. That net of yours, unbelievable. He really does, 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days, I'm going to say 56 inches, 365 days a year. You will find Ron there at 10 o'clock every morning. He's the most, you can set your clock by it. And he's one of my best mates, no question about that. Cheers all, thanks for having a look at the TenTec Orion II. Bloody nice radio. Cheers all.